Butter knife. Really gonna record the hair?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. It's 2 weeks, no work, no, I'll give it a day.
It has been quite 2 weeks.
Close enough.
It's been about, been like a week and a half. How about that?
I like this one.
We are going a bit stir crazy.
2 weeks of sleeping in and video games.
With not much else to do. Because it's...
Well, might as well play the DLC for Destiny.
Yes.
No. I'm trying to clean up Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
Welcome back, everybody.
Jackets get put away tomorrow.
Here's my planner. I'm going to show you all my planner that I do here. Okay. This is my little notebook that I have. It's a little 3-ring. It's not a full-sized one.
Drawing.
Yes, I am. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Go play your game.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's the end of the month, so I have to set stuff up for a new month. So this is my end of December. And so I'm going to set January up here. I've got blank pages. I will try to add the links to the paper that I use, if I remember. And then I have a little bit of paper here left that I need to add in for my weekly. I put more detail stuff into this one here, into the weekly pages. Extra notes and whatnot. And here's just some note sections in case my thing. So, no, that's not a good password anymore. So I can cross that up.
Finally, I can
I do need to get a new whiteout pen because mine got pulled apart. There's my little note section if I need to keep anything. Here's my budget section. I got little pockets here. I put my checkbook in it. This is like checkbook paper, register paper. So instead of having another booklet to carry around, it's attached into here so it doesn't come out. And then some of the sections that I do monthly bills. I put all the bills that we pay, all the amounts on it. I'm having difficulties with this. Okay. This is the bill tracker. This is where I track the bills that get paid. So I put down all our bills that we pay, when it gets paid, and how much we've paid towards it. So I have to redo. I usually do this 6 months at a time because that's what goes across, how many boxes I can fit across.
I got 500.
Yeah. And then I break it down by pay period because we get paid. John gets paid every 2 weeks, and then I get paid once a month. So I break down in this section what bill what bill will get paid for off of each paycheck. So essentially we get 3 paychecks a month, sometimes 4 depending on the Fridays because he gets paid on Fridays. Sometimes he gets a 3rd paycheck in there. But I break down by paycheck, and then I put out what bills are going to come out of that paycheck and how much. So I know I can keep track of how much is being spent per paycheck. And then my next section here, this is my shopping menu. This is my food section. I need to add more papers. I didn't grab more note papers, but in this section here, I will write weekly menus. Because we're really only home for supper, I'll just write down I'll plan what we're gonna have for supper each night of the week. But I don't keep the full recipes, but I keep types of recipes that I can use that we like, the recipes that I have. So this is all my recipes that we use when I make stuff with chicken, and then I have one for anything that I make with beef. Then I have one for all the pork recipes. Seafood. Obviously we don't eat a lot of seafood because nobody likes it except me. And then the different pastas that I make. Instead of it being just plain pasta all the time, I make different kinds of pastas like baked ziti, spaghetti pie. A couple of nights ago we did a spaghetti bake, and it was thin spaghetti with ham and peas in it, and it's a cheese sauce that you mix. It used up the ham, some of the ham from Christmas. I'm also gonna add a new section into this. I have a little list here that I had found on Pinterest point. It's self-care. So just different ideas of, ways to kind of take care of yourself. Taking a walk and breathing and stuff like that. I'm gonna put more of a health section in here. I think this year I'm gonna attempt to. I think that's going to be one of my goals this year. That's, and I'll find some more ideas on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. My next section here is household stuff. And the household stuff, I pretty much, things that we do around the house. And my first section here, I'm going to show you. It's daily cleaning. And you can see I used one of my weekly calendars. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And each day is broken down per room. That was broken. Cleaning is broken down. So there's one room a day, one room a week that we focus on cleaning. Like Mondays, we'll focus really cleaning on the kitchen. Tuesdays, living, stuff like that. So each room has its own day during the week to work on cleaning. This schedule works a little bit better though, like over the summer when I'm not working, and school vacations when I don't have to work. Usually during school time, and it gets kind of crazy, so we don't get that much cleaning, but we're not home very often, like for very long during the weekdays, during the school time. So usually when we come home, we just kind of straighten up a little bit. And then I didn't really get to do this very well this year, and this is the monthly cleaning, and I just kind of break it down each month to really clean something in the house, to like really do a deep clean and make sure that things are straightened up and emptied out and working correctly, stuff like that, kind of decluttering. And then I had a section for home projects, which I need to go over and see what we have accomplished over the year, and then kind of look in the future to see if there's anything that we can do this year coming up. And they're not big home projects where we rent. We don't worry about the big, huge projects. But there's some things that we look at fixing, like when the faucet gets clogged up from all the scale and the hot water and the pipes. And, sometimes we've had to replace the faucets in that. Looking at, we got new curtains for the bedroom this year, so that was something that we really wanted to work on getting. Curtains are expensive if you've ever tried to find nice curtains. And we have 3 windows in our bedroom. So we figure 2 curtains or 2 panels per window. And when curtains are anywhere between $10 and $20 per panel, we're looking at $60. Yeah, so that's kind of a lot. In this section, I'm also gonna start adding, will be where I plan out my garden. Chicken pen repairs, stuff we gotta do for the dogs. So this will also be not only for the stuff we do on the inside of the house, but the outside of the house too. I I made these lists while little emergency kits. Where we don't live in a big town, we live in a really tiny town. We're about 11 miles away from the next town that has it has all the schools, artwork, stores, stuff like that. It's kind of a distance. Sometimes if you need something right away, it's at least a half-hour round trip. And then that doesn't include having to stop at the stores to get anything. So I set up like little emergency kits and stuff that I'm working on putting together. I have one in the car already, especially with having the kids in the car if there's ever an emergency or we don't quite make it home before somebody has an accident. It also works when we go to Walmart or, do our big shopping every 2 weeks. And that town, Manhattan, that's about 40 minutes away. So, and there's almost nothing between us and Walmart. So it's good to have that kind of stuff happen just in case. And then my next section that I have is mommy stuff, is what I call it. This is where I have anything that I have to worry about. It's got stuff that I keep track of for the kids. I have a list of chores that Abby's supposed to do around the house. I used to have her school schedule in here, so I knew what she was doing throughout the day. I did not get one this year, but in the past I have, so I knew what they were learning during each time, which day had certain special classes like her art or her gym class. So I had that in there. I've got one for Aria. Aria has a page in here because she had a lot of allergies when she was younger. So I had a list in here so I could keep track of it, and I've checked off quite a lot that she's growing out of those allergies. So I just kind of cross it off when we get through something that she's able to have again. And then I have to make one for Kira now. I do have a list for Aria's daycare, so I know what teachers are in there. But I also have in here who the kitchen staff is and the food coordinator, since she's got a lot of food allergies, so I know who to go to and who needs stuff regarding her food issues. Their health professional that they have on site. One thing, she had a lot of ear infections when she was younger. Not so much now. We've gotten tubes and it has helped a lot. And of course, the building director, if there's any issues, and to go over, if I got to go any higher than the daycare director, which I never do. And then I have a list of, the little chores that Aria likes to help with. One of the other things too is that I add in here too are there activities that I need to keep track of consistently. I know I put those into my calendar when we have like our Girl Scout meetings or when the girls start soccer this year, but it also keeps track of, I put it in this section here so I know when they are consistently, in case anybody asks, or if I need to know, well, this is what we do these days until this time. It's right there. My last section is just a little me section. I did not really get to do much into that section this past year because I just got so busy with everything, but maybe one day I will get it in there. I do have, some stuff in here. I've got some quotes in here. Some of them I actually kind of want to get tattoos done eventually when we have more money. But a lot, I do a lot of crafting, so I have my list of crafts of things that I craft, things that I make, things that I want to work on building up a stock of, and eventually maybe I'll find another craft fair or something to get a table at. I have a page with all the books that I want to read, and I check off the ones that I make through. You can see I've got quite a few on my list right here. So these are the ones I've read so far. I've started reading that one. I didn't get very far with it. And then I think I read another one of them. And I haven't checked it off yet, but I'm in the middle of reading another one now. But, just some things that I want to learn, that I want to work on. And that's really my last section. The last section is one that I'm just kind of working on as I get to it. the rest of my book is just, it's stuff that I kind of hold on to. I have my checkbooks in here. But with it being a nice little binder, they have these little clear spots in the front and in the back. So the girls' shot records are in here too. So I always have them when I need them. They don't get lost anywhere. But that's about it for my notebook, kind of. My being decorated slowly by Abby's artwork and Aria's artwork. But I said I really like this notebook. It's small enough where it fits in the bag that I carry. And I mean, it's pretty handy. When I write stuff into my calendars, when I write stuff into different sections, I use multicolored pens, and everybody in the family has a different color. But these are pretty neat pens that I found last year. They've got a good enough colors where I can get everybody covered. But that's about it. I'm gonna get working on that, and that will be my project for today. So it's New Year's Eve. I gotta get all this done because tomorrow is the first of the year and the first of the month. I like to get it all done by the beginning of the month. We're going out to a friend's house for dinner and to celebrate the New Year. And I think tomorrow we're just gonna sit around and maybe I'll get reading my book and have the kids read. I think we'll be a lazy day tomorrow. We go back, or John and I go back to work on Thursday, and then Abby goes back to school next week. And that's our 2-week vacation for Christmas. But thanks for following along, and we'll see you guys later. Say bye.
Bye.
Can you tell everyone Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
She's busy putting a project, but have a safe and Happy New Year. Bye.